Well, actually, we never left. This is Keith Johnson of BFA International Audio Blog with the Keymaker. We're still here. We are excited to be here because we've had something happen in the last week that's been really, really amazing. If you didn't get a chance to watch the biblical response to the coming 4 blood moons, you missed it. Well, actually, you didn't miss it because guess what? It's still available on the front page of the BFAinternational.com website. I am so excited. I got back here and we moved into a mode that has just been absolutely amazing. What we were able to get done in about 24 to 48 hours, we brought in folks to help us at every level. Yep, who are the folks? Me and the Keymaker. We've got a little system here that works. And actually, this last weekend is amazing, the amount of people that we were able to reach with this video that we put up. I think their numbers, I don't even know the numbers, Keymakers here, thousands of people, am I right? Thousands of people watched Blood Moon Mania Eclipsed. We put it up on the BFA website. We put it up on YouTube. We had a shortened version on YouTube, and literally people went to this information. They responded, and the overwhelming response was positive. People were commenting. They were sharing. It really is amazing the way that we were able to reach so many people. In fact, as a result of last week's audio blog, we had a photo contest, and the contest was to see who would take the best picture of the first of 4 blood moons. And I have to be completely honest with you. I did not enter the contest because it was raining in Charlotte. We asked the Keymaker if he would enter into the contest. He says he couldn't get the right equipment. And guess what? It was raining in Charlotte. So if it was supposed to be a sign for us, folks in Charlotte missed it because there was rain and clouds. But we had a person from Florida. This lady went out and took an amazing picture. In fact, it's the picture that we have right on the front of the audio blog. It's beautiful. It's an amazing view of the first of 4 blood moons. And let me just say, it really, what I've always been excited about with this whole cosmic movement of the planets and the moon and the stars is so that I would look up and get excited about the creativity of our Father. Of course, as a result of doing this teaching, I have to be honest. I'm going to tell the people, we did have some people that were upset. They were upset because they felt as though we should not be addressing this issue, that it would cause division by giving a biblical response to what I think was a biblical misinterpretation of some scripture regarding the 4 blood moons. I'm not going to talk a lot about the negativity, but I do want to continually invite people to do. I think if we were to take the approach of scripture as we always want to do, you're going to be challenged on a lot of these things. And I'm actually calling this, for lack of a better title, I'm calling it Withstanding the Test of Time. And why I'm calling that is I've been thinking a lot about what was being promoted, what was being prophesied, what was being pushed regarding these 4 blood moons. And in fact, we just finished the first one. Now, for anybody that's listening right now, I've actually put this challenge out there. There are some folks who say that this is the first of 4, and we can decode the imminent signs. We know that something's about to change. Can you could someone please decode for me what this first blood moon is telling us? I want to know what the secret code is. I want to hear what it is. I'll be honest with you. I think that what people have gotten caught up into, there's always this idea that there's something that, isn't just plain for us to see. It's got to be hidden. It's got to be secret. And that ends up being the thing that causes so many people to get excited about this stuff. But let me just bring a verse. I just want to bring a verse to you because here's my concern, Keymaker. My concern is there's a lot of what I call prophetic statements that get made. And if we know anything about the prophetic statements, there's a simple test of time, what we can do with the prophetic statements. If the prophet comes and says, here's what's going to happen, all we have to do is stand the test of time. At the end of the test of time, we'll be able to tell whether the prophecy came pass or if it didn't come to pass. So, for example, in Deuteronomy, I want to read the verse, Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 1. If a prophet or a dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign, and the word for sign happens to be the same word for the signs, the ot, if he gives you a sign, and then it uses a different word for a wonder. I'm not going to do a Bible study here, but I've actually been doing a Bible study this morning. Hey, I don't know if the folks know. I'm actually preparing for Scripture Bites. Have we told them about Scripture? Scripture Bites is an amazing an opportunity where I want to take some of the biblical information that I've been given over these years and put it in bite-sized ability for people to be able to interact with the Hebrew Scriptures, the Greek, whatever it is that we've got to do to get behind the Scripture. I want to do that, and so I've been working on that. And it's kind of interesting. I was actually I'm on another tangent here. I was actually looking at this word sign, and in Deuteronomy chapter 13, it says, if the person gives you a sign or a wonder, that word wonder is a different word, and sometimes the English version translates it as symbol. Sometimes it translates it as wonder. You can do your own study on that. But it says, if the prophet or the dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes true, concerning which he spoke to you, saying, let us go after other gods whom you have not known, and let us serve them, you shall not listen to the words of that prophet, of that dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God is testing you to find out if you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Now, of course, I'm not saying that anyone that's been talking about the 4 blood moons was trying to lead people to go and serve another God. But I think what's interesting about the verses is that anything that gets me off of the focus of loving Yehovah, our God, with all our heart, with all our soul, and all our strength, puts us at risk of going down a road that is not obviously in line with that. And I think that partially what's taken place with some people, can I say it again, with some people, is their focus has been turned from loving our Creator with all their heart, soul, and mind, and rather they want to decode and understand and figure out and prophesy about what's happening up in the heavens. That, to be honest with you, I think if anything, it should allow us just to be humble before Him, but instead people get into that. And of course, there were some people, and I know you and I had a bit of a debate about this. There were some people that were saying it's the day of the Lord. There were other people saying it's an imminent sign. Other people saying something big is about to change. In all of it, I found that it was, again, something that was getting people off focus of what I think is ultimately most important, which is clear in Scripture, is to love Yehovah our God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all of our strength. Now, let me just say this. I've been really excited about what's happened in terms of people wanting to understand God's feast days. Of course, I promote anybody that wants to do that. Wanting to understand God's feast days, His appointments, and that's something that I do think that we, from a number of traditions, need to get in line and in sync with His time. But I have to say that the thing that has concerned me is I went ahead and listened because I was challenged by some of the folks that were negative about what I was teaching. They said, well, listen to such and such teacher, and listen to such and such preacher, and listen to this, and read parts of the books. And I'll be honest with you, it only confirmed my concern. In fact, I was so moved after interacting with some of this information. I would like to throw out an opportunity. And I know no one's heard about this. I haven't told anyone about it, but I've been inspired. I would like to do a tour next year called the BFA Signs of the Times Tour 2015. I want to do a tour called the Signs of the Times. And what we would do is we would schedule it around the next, I think it is the next big, well, it's not the next big thing, because the next big thing is going to be, there's going to be a blood moon around Sukkot. But after that, in March, according to the calculated calendar, there's going to be a full solar eclipse. I want to ask the tour company if we can schedule our BFA Signs of the Times tour right around the time of the solar eclipse in Israel. Now, for the people that are way on this thing, I mean, they're jumping, they're calling for the signs of the times. They think that this particular tetrad is it. I want to challenge you, and I want to challenge you in love. Come with me to Israel next year. Let's learn about this information from the land that everyone's talking about. I want to invite you specifically to prayerfully consider coming to Israel with me next year for the BFA. No, I'm the first one that's doing it. I'm calling Signs of the Times Tour 2015. We're going to be there during the time, unless the next blood moon takes us out. I don't think it will. But we're going to be there at the time of the solar eclipse in the land of Israel. And it'll be before Passover, because if you know that they're claiming that according to the calculated calendar, it's going to be on Nisan 1, though I must admit to you that sometimes the calculated calendar isn't in line with the biblical calendar. We'll wait till later to talk about that, but I want to put it out now, an invitation to those that are either positive or negative about what's happening in the heavens. Let's go to the land of Israel together for the BFA Signs of the Times tour. I like the name of it. Keymaker, what do you think? Can we come up with some sort of graphic that where people could just say, hey, I'm interested, and then now I got to tell you something. I'm going to have to do this one solo. There ain't going to be no co-hosts, because I have gotten in trouble with so many people. I mean, I'm telling you, I've gotten in trouble with so many people regarding this teaching and the Time Will Tell series and my approach of wanting to keep people close. I mean, I love conversations and dialogue with the total conservatives and the liberals. I have my faith. I have my journey, but I love a chance to interact with a number of different people. So for me, it's come to the place now where I'm going to have to do my own tour. It's a solo tour. I'm not going to have any co-host. It's called the Signs of the Times Tour. BFA Signs of the Times Tour 2015. I want everyone to prayerfully consider coming. Let's fill up a bus, maybe two, and we'll have an amazing time. In fact, I've got a friend over there who's already agreed. He doesn't know about the Signs of the Times part of it, but he's already agreed to come in and help teach from a biblical standpoint. So many people. I got to tell you something, Keymaker. I was in Israel. I came across so many people that were excited about the journey that I was on. You know what's amazing about these people? They saw me as the Methodist pastor, and that didn't threaten them. They saw me as the guy who's grown up with the background of the church, and it didn't threaten them. That wasn't their background. And what they did is they said, hey, tell us about your journey. Let me tell you about my journey. And we didn't have the same journey, but again, it's my shtick. I love to find common ground with people. And I found common ground with some folks who are way smarter than me, way more biblically astute than I am, but they were so humble in terms of being able to engage with me. And for me to bring what I could bring, them bringing what they bring. And those folks are willing to help us if we do come back next year. Of course, like I said, the next blood moon, I'm sure somebody's going to get excited about it and say maybe, who knows what's going to happen. But if you're willing to prayerfully put your faith to the test, let's go to the land for the BFA Signs of the Times Tour 2015. If you're interested, we're going to find a way for you to click a button or go to the website and say you're interested, and then we'll get you contacted with the right people. Of course, this is all going to be based on being able to be there during the time of the huge solar eclipse that's going to fall in the middle of the 4 blood moons. That's going to whatever. Okay. Hey, let me just say something else. If you didn't know, we just celebrated Passover here. We have people all over Charlotte that are celebrating Passover during this week according to the understanding of God's time. Now, this weekend will be Easter. And in my tradition, where I come from, there was not really much focus at all on Passover. It was all about Easter. But I love it when the Passover and the Easter fall around the same time, because it's a chance for people to learn. So what I want to do is this, and I haven't talked a lot about this. This weekend, if you didn't know, is episode 5 of Time Will Tell. Here's what I want to do. I want to make episode 5 available. No registration, no nothing. You just watch episode 5. And I don't know if we could do this. In fact, could we do this? Can we have like some sort of a promotion for the Time Will Tell series? I know you're about to, the Keymaker is about to, he's not going to be here he's about to travel. So if we get this done, it'll be done real quick. But it would be really cool if we could do a promotion for the Time Will Tell DVD series, some kind of special sale for this particular weekend, because what this series did for me is it allowed me to confront traditions that I come from, the backgrounds that I come from regarding God's time. That 10-episode series has been so well received. As we mentioned to you before, it's presently being played every single weekend on an international network that reaches 140 countries. So this weekend, especially around this time of Easter, which, by the way, the Time Will Tell series helps you understand from my tradition why there's so many issues regarding the timing of what we call Easter. This weekend, we're going to make episode 5 available for everyone, and we're going to have some kind of a sale. I don't know. Don't tell Karen, though, because she's going to, but basically it's going to be some kind of sale on the website for the entire Time Will Tell series. And let me also say, if you are able to get that series. What I find the best thing about, even if you already have it, get it for your family. Get it for your friends. Have a small group come over and once a week watch an episode and have a discussion. The way that people responded to this really was it was humbling for how many people actually responded to the Time Will Tell series. Now let me say this. Right now, yesterday, by faith, I did the voiceover for the second series that we're playing coming. I did the voiceover by faith because the truth of the matter is this. We have not raised the resources to do it, but I went ahead and recorded the voiceover because I've been so excited about understanding what I had done a couple years ago, bringing it up to the present time, and how absolutely connected it is to what people are excited about, what people are interested in, what people are talking about has to do with God's time. So that series was actually taped. I put it in the archives. It's been sitting in the archives until now. We did a little promo about it. It's on the projects page. If you go to bfa.com/projects, am I right? You go to projects and you'll see a number of different projects that we're working on. I would like to ask folks to sincerely consider supporting these projects that we're doing. Without your support, they're not going to get done. No pressure. God gives vision. He gives provision. But I hope that some of you would sincerely take a look at the projects page, prayerfully consider it. We take this as a way to what I like to say is we take this as a way for people to get involved with us on what we're doing. It's again, bfaprojects.com. You can go to bfainternational.com. There's a little thing on the top that says projects. Now you're going to see this and you're going to go down and you're going to see lines, the amount of resources that have been committed now and what the total amount is. I got to be honest with you. What we're doing right now, we're having the ability to reach thousands and thousands of people through our television, through the BFA premium content library, the weekly things that we do, the audio blogs. We're not a big organization, but what we are is a few folks who are absolutely committed to inspiring people around the world to build a biblical foundation for their faith. So would you consider going there and supporting that at some level? For those that have already done that, we're working. By faith, I'm taking one step at a time. Each time we get a little something, I'm able to get some more of this done. So it's amazing. Please consider that. Now, let me just say this. I believe that what, like I mentioned earlier, what's happening regarding this blood moon teaching is that it really is an opportunity for people to understand something about God's clock. And for that, I'm really appreciative. Of course, the issue becomes anytime you go beyond what the purpose of it is and focus on things that aren't necessarily either biblical or that do not lead people to a place where they can be in great awe and appreciation of our Creator in the universe, then it's something that I have to challenge. Now, let me say this. I am really, really encouraged. I am encouraged right now for how many people have been going to our website. We built this website, I think it's been just about a year. And the numbers have been amazing. Here's what we did. Can I just give them a little bit of history on this? We've been really in effect doing the BFA website for about a year. I think it started in the end of February of last year. And we built up little by little by little. Those of you that have been a part of the premium content library, those of you that signed up, of course, to be free members, I want to just back up a little bit and tell people what it is we're doing, if I can. Can I just talk a little bit about the website? What it is and why we're doing it. Now, I got to tell you something. Something happened here this last weekend that really, really encouraged me. Now, I have a reason to believe that the Keymaker has finally pulled out of his hat some. I don't know how he did this, but either it's just by coincidence or it's by what they call site optimization, whatever it is. We have finally gotten to a place where we've been able to reach people at different levels of both their belief level and their involvement, and to engage them with this site. And that was the vision. The vision was to have as many people as possible to come in and to interact with us at different levels. So let me give you what the levels are. The first level, if you're listening to this audio blog right now, you don't have to register. You can just click it. You can be on Facebook, whatever, and you'll see this audio blog and you'll be able to listen to it and move on. Or if you take a little bit further look at the website and you register as a free, can I say that again? As a free member, you get a chance to do things like download information for yourself to share with others. You get a chance to have access to, I think the number is something like 100 different things that are available to registered members of the BFAinternational.com website. Why do we want to do that? Well, when you register, it gives us a chance for you to receive once a week, and I've been real clear about this, have I not? Once a week we send out an email. And in that email, it usually includes anywhere from 2 to 3 things, sometimes 1, but 2 to 3 things that are important about what's happening. For example, we just announced, no one knows about it, that we're going to do, we're going to throw out the offer for those that might be interested in a 2015 BFA Signs of the Times tour. Where are you going to hear about that? You're going to get the email, you're going to be able to click, you're going to be able to go to that spot and show your interest. The other thing we do, this audio blog, we send it to everyone on our email list. The other thing we do is we have one thing that's featured. Last week we featured this teaching on the Blood Moon Mania eclipse. We sent it to our entire email list, and that's basically what we do. You're not going to get 3 and 4 emails from us. You're going to get, on average, 1. In a very special way, maybe two times in a year, we've sent 2 emails. Maybe 2 times this whole year. But basically the shtick is this. The Keymaker calls me, I come in, we do our weekend audio blog, we prepare our email, we send it out to you folks, and I have to say people have loved that. That's level 2, if you are a registered free member. Now level 3, those are the people who we call those that are part of our premium content library. What they do is they pay a minimum of $7.99 minimum per month. It's set up. And what they have access to, I think yesterday I told you, Keymaker, that there are close to 40-some presentations, television-ready presentations that have either already played on television or are in the queue to play on television that people get a chance to watch, because so many people, maybe they're not into buying DVDs or whatever, they just want to be able to do it on their time, go to their computer. And now that does 2 things. One, everything that's premium content that's continuing to be produced goes into premium content. Like, for example, right now we are working on a series that's going to be coming, 2 series exactly that are going to be coming. Those series, the first place they go is premium content. People get a chance to see them, interact with them. Then what we do is we see if we're able to get the resources to put them on television. And from there, after television, we make them available on our website, maybe on a weekly basis. So as a premium content person, you're doing 2 things. You get access to everything, say everything that we're doing, including things that we do specially for the premium content library folks, which now that I'm back, we're going to get a chance to do that. The second thing it does is it helps support us to be able to continue to provide the information. If we had 10,000 people who were giving us $7. In other words, if everybody did a little, nobody'd have to do a lot, and everybody would be able to, we'd be able to put up what we wanted to put up on the networks without having to every week have to make another request or whatever. So again, you get access, but 2, you're supporting us. That's why we say $7.99 minimum, because if you have the ability, and some people have, they've signed up to the premium content library for more than $7.99 a month as a way of saying we support what you're doing at the BFA International Ministry. And we do appreciate that. Again, for those that are in premium content library, we can't do this without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of the Keymaker's heart. And all those that are connected to us for being a premium content library. If you are a person who signed up as a free member, prayerfully consider taking that next step up. We've made the website available. You just go into the Academy. You can register. You can actually increase, it's my understanding, even increase the amount that you might want to be able to give. This is not a big fundraiser. This is just simply letting you know, now that I'm back, we've got some things that are in the queue that I got to tell you, well, it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. It's great stuff. It's something that I think I want people to consider. Again, those are the 3 things. Free, no registration. 2, become a registered member. 3, become a part of our premium content library. And the things that we have coming are going to be absolutely and marvelously exciting and wonderful. Let me end this audio blog this way. To my brothers and sisters who have promoted the four blood moon teaching and that I've had to come and give a counter position on it, an opposite position, that doesn't mean I'm opposite of you. I really want people to hear this. All of those preachers and teachers out there, you can ask any that have interacted with me. I love to have dialogue. I would love to be challenged. Iron sharpens iron, and I would love to be able to have dialogue with you regarding what it is that I've actually put up as a counterpoint to the popular blood moon teaching. I hope that you will consider interacting with me. We have opportunity through email, Facebook, whatever. I'd love to discuss that with you. For those that are following those teachings, I want to continue to keep the dialogue open. Now, I'm going to say something right now. I do not believe, based on my understanding of Scripture, that the four blood moons mean that there's something radical that's about to change, or that there's some sort of Morse code that God is sending to Israel about what's happening. I think the four blood moon display in heaven is a chance for us to look up and to get excited about the creativity of God. So let me end this way with a wonderful verse. I believe it is in Psalm 19. Yes, Psalm 19, verse 1. And I love that sometimes in the Bible it gives you a little background. Psalm 19 actually says this: for the director of music, a psalm of David. So can you imagine this? The director of music gets this psalm and he's like, wow, I guess that means there's supposed to be some music to and so some folks get, Keith, why do you like to add music all the time to what you do? It isn't just to draw some emotional response. I just think there's something powerful about the creativity of what happens with our eyes, with what our ears, with what we say with our mouth, what happens in our mind, and what happens in our heart. This verse says this: for the director of music, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. I believe that's exactly the purpose of all this amazing stuff that's happening up in the heavens. They're telling of the glory of God. Now remember, the heavens tell of the glory of God, not the glory of Bible astrologers who claim to have decoded the mysteries of the movement of the celestial bodies. So, when you look up and see the picture of that first blood moon, and then if you're around in September, you look up and see the picture of that second blood moon, and if you choose to come with us to Israel by God's grace, if it all works out scheduling wise and we get enough people and we go do the Signs of the Times tour, we see the solar eclipse. When you look up and see that in the land of Israel, and then you're around, maybe after that there's the third blood moon and then the super moon and the following time of Sukkot. The idea is you're supposed to look up and say, wow, look at the heavens preaching. Look at the heavens giving good news. Look at the heavens talking about their Creator. And that's exactly what we're called to do. Now, remember, if you keep reading, if you keep watching, and you keep listening, we will keep working.